It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine. I'm shutting shit down in the mall, and telling that girl she the one for me, and I ain't even planning the call. I want this shit forever, mine, ever.
What it do, baguettes? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 5 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously. So if that works for you, then let's get into tonight's review. The episode starts exactly where we left off last week with Ashley in her car, but she's actually not roaming around her neighborhood. She's going to visit Candiace at her home. This is the first time she's been to Candace's house, and it's very nicely decorated. It's really nice. So they sit down, they're eating sushi, and Candace was like, I saw the blogs. She was like, yeah, it's out there now. We had a joint statement plan, but somehow it got leaked. And Ashley is like, Michael isn't talking to me. He was avoiding my calls. He finally hit me back and said that, he wanted to talk in 24 hours. Just let him digest everything. He's in Vegas with Juan. Allegedly. So, Ashley then brings up the whole Chris and Giselle situation and asks what's going on with that. She was like, is Chris just gonna apologize to her and just like keep it moving? And Candace was like, no, because he feels uncomfortable at this point. And she was like, I've sat around and watched Giselle plan and scheme against members of this group. So I know how she, acts and how she behaves or whatever. And this goes back to everything that I've been saying. Like, you was complicit when you saw her doing it to other people in the group, and you were fine. Whether you were in on it as far as participating, you knew about it and you sat back and you watched her plan and scheme against other cast members. But now it's a big surprise and shock, and it's so wrong now when it's being done to you. Like, make it make sense. That's why I've never been able to get with Candace, because it's about your morals and how you act and show up in the world. And I don't care about no damn reality show check. It's not that deep for me to sit up here and be trying to ruin people's lives and then be an accomplice to it. No, it's just too much. It's just too much at this point. So, Candace was like, yeah, Giselle, then told me a lot about you too as well. And Ashley was like, yeah, she know a lot of my secrets. And Candace was like, yeah, she told me that you was out with a hockey player. And Ashley just bugged up and started laughing. She was like, yeah, but it really wasn't nothing like that. And I was like, why would you let Giselle of all people know your business? Like, she gonna tell it. No, damn well she gonna tell it and tell it all. Like, y'all stupid as hell. So Ashley was like, people used to tell me so much stuff about Karen and Ray. And Candace was like, girl, she used to think she was so slick trying to sneak out of town and stuff. But it was like, we see you with another man that ain't your husband. So I was like, we know that this narrative is about to go this season about Karen cheating on Ray again. And I'm so sick of it, child. If Ray old ass don't give a fuck, then why the hell do y'all? So Ashley was like, I think Michael is out here, doing stuff. And Candace was like, girl, he been doing stuff. Like, don't get me started. And I agree with Candace. Like, Ashley, shut the hell up. That nigga been fucking you and everybody else, including Juan. Allegedly. So then we go to Mia and G having dinner with their kids, and she feeding them kids some dry ass chicken. Oh, Lord, I felt so bad for them babies. It ain't look like no seasoning was on it. It was dry as the Sahara Desert. I was afraid they was going to choke on that shit. I noticed that they ain't eat it. Them kids got up and started running around, screaming and shit because they was fucking hungry. So she says that, she don't want to do no more clinics after this new one that they just opened up. They invest in a bunch of the joint clinics or whatever, chiropractic clinics. So G was like, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the mystery around your health. Like, we still don't know what's going on. So Mia in her confessional is like, she still has to get her lymph nodes taken out and tested and the lumps removed from her behind. But that's going to happen in a few months. by just a few months, and she said that they've already zeroed out cancer. I don't even know, child. I don't even know at this point. God bless her. That's all I got to say. So she then goes on to tell G that she wants to plan a girls trip to Miami because that's where her adoptive parents, I believe, used to live or something like that. And, she had a lot of spicy moments in Miami, including when she met G. Apparently he crashed her girls trip at the time while he was married to his ex-wife, and happily allegedly married to his ex-wife. And Mia was like, he couldn't have been too happy because he got with me. And she said that they had sex on the beach in front of other people. So you a liar on top of that. And you a fucking whore cheating with a fucking married man, and you didn't have no qualms about it. Damn, Mia. Damn, bitch. What the hell is going on? Like, girl, And I'm sorry, it wasn't when they met, because she met him at the strip club. But she went on a girls trip with her friends, and he crashed her girls trip while he was married. Girl, you's a rat. You was a whore. Like, could you imagine fucking G, period, let alone on a beach and other people are watching and probably throwing up and puking? Gross. So after that, we see Giselle and her daughters, Diesel, Daffodil, and Delilah go get their nails and feet done. And Giselle does something so trifling, my mouth dropped. She literally sat down in a pedicure chair, and you know how when you go get your feet done, they lay down, a towel to put your feet on. Giselle took one of them damn towels and pressed it on her face because she felt like her makeup was shiny. Her daughters was like, what are you doing? That is disgusting. First of all, you know how many feet have been on that? I don't give a fuck if it just came out of the wash machine. It didn't come from your house. That is disgusting, Giselle. And you could tell when her kids called her out, she sat there looking stupid in the face like, fuck, I just did this on fucking television. The whole world is about to clown me. Let me just not even acknowledge it and move on. Oh my God, this lady is disgusting. Like, oh my goodness gracious. I know her face broke out. I know she had an acne breakout after that. I know her face now got athlete's foot. You cannot tell me Giselle face ain't got athlete's foot. Child, gross. So she's preparing for the twins' Sweet 16 party. I can't believe them girls are already 16. Time flies so fast. Then we see Roberto go and visit a lawyer that a friend of hers hooked her up with about a prenup. She wants to keep her money separate from Juan because she's making more money than him currently. And she wants to have an infidelity clause because that's the reason why they divorced the first time. And I'm like, girl, he cheated on you because he was broke. He was broke because of you, Roberto. You ruined that man's life. And now because you on top, you don't want to get that man nothing. You's a selfish bitch. But that's what niggas do. That's what niggas do. And we all know Roberto is the biggest nigga on this goddamn show. So Ashley, Wendy, and Karen meet up at this like flower farm to pick flowers. Really cute idea, but it was hella windy and cold that day. So Ashley says, to Karen before Wendy gets there that, Michael had the vasectomy, but he out here partying and stuff. And she was like, she could care less. She hope he don't end up having to go to the ER for a busted ball or something. And I'm like, girl, you low-key care because your ass was running all around trying to find that man and get him to answer the fucking phone. So you cared to somewhat of an extent. So Karen says to Wendy when she arrives that she was disappointed that Wendy wasn't at Roberto's little relay race thing in the park. And Karen was like, y'all basically just need to sit down and get on one accord. And Wendy was like, I need her to meet me halfway. I think we need to come together and air out our grievances. And she even admits in her confessional that she understands that she can be condescending. And she can be. Wendy has this superiority thing where she likes to make other people feel dumb because she got a doctorate and 4 degrees. And at least she's self-aware. I can give her that much. So Wendy wants to send out a mass text message for this group meeting. And Ashley is like, nah, I think you need to send it separately to Robyn and Giselle because you got different grievances with both of them. And Wendy was like, no, I'm not doing that. Y'all acting like they ain't just do something to my kids. Like, no, I'm just going to send it to everybody. I get what she's saying about the kids. And I get what she was saying on Carlos King podcast last week, which I have that video up right now on my channel if you haven't seen it, that her kids would be affected because her older boys are in school and their friends do watch the show and bring it up to them. But they didn't know then. You know what I'm saying? This was filmed months ago. So they wouldn't know about it until now. So you talking about doing something to my kids. At that point in time, your kids were unaware. Your kids were unaware. You were aware. Was it fucked up? Absolutely. But fuck Robyn. Fuck her. Like, what the fuck? Robyn is a nigga. She don't even know how to take care of no kids. That's why the Menendez twins act the way that they fucking act. Robyn is not a mother. Remember during COVID when she didn't even want to get up out the bed and homeschool them little badass little motherfuckers and they was up here getting D's and F's? She don't care. She got football to play. She got fucking football plans and shit to make exercises and shit and plays. She don't give a goddamn about no kids. Candiace is at home with Chris and her sister who is staying with them for a while. And she lets them know that she is putting out a deluxe version of her album and that one of the new songs called Insecure will feature none other than Trina. And her sister is like, who? I looked at her like, I know you lying, girl. I know you're lying. You cannot be serious. She was like, I don't know nobody if it ain't Beyonce. And I was like, okay, girl, now you back on the right side of things. Okay, I can deal with that. But Chris was like, you don't know who the baddest bitch is. So that's a good look for Candace. That's super, super dope. So she then reads them all the text message Wendy sent to the group about meeting up together for a burn session, child. And Chris leaves the room at that point, and she tells her sister that, I can't believe that, Ashley was over here. I really don't want to have any problems or beef with her. So it seems like at this point, Candace is willing to start fresh with Ashley because they've never gotten along since they've been together on this show. We then go to the day of the burn session and Ashley and Wendy ride over together. And Wendy has kidney stones because she hasn't been drinking a lot of water because she's been so busy. And she was like, at first she used to think that being booked and busy was the thing, but her mom was recently admitted in the hospital because some of her levels were high, and she realizes that will be her in the future if she don't, start taking better care of herself. And that is the God's honest truth. Y'all better drink y'all water. Drink your water. If you're not drinking water, you are fucking up your insides. Trust me, I know. We then find out that Wendy sent the other girls a sprinter to get to the event space. And Roberto, we find out, initially was not going to come, but she decided to come anyway. But she says on the ride there that it was the fakest text message ever. And I was like, well, we know that this is about to be some bullshit, and I am ready for it. So the ladies arrived to the event space, and it is none other than a winery. And I was like, really, Wendy, this is what we doing? This is what we doing. Even I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This cast don't need to go to now another winery ever in life. Take these hoes to a beer garden. So Candice in her confession was like, we all know what happens when you bring wild boars to a winery. So why would Wendy subject me to this? I agree. That's shady as fuck. So they all get there, they sit down, and Mia asks exactly what is a burn session to Wendy. And Wendy says they all gonna write down their grievances or, words of encouragement to whomever they have an issue with or just want to wish well. So the ladies start, and Giselle says in her confessional that Wendy never holds herself accountable. So she can't wait to see how this is gonna go. When they get to Mia says to Wendy, sometimes you're very dismissive, but I think up until today, I felt there was no self-accountability. So Wendy receives that, but we all know that they're going to continue to get into it. So this did not help their situation at all. We get to Roberto, and she is like, we are all in water, and I'm fine with that. to Wendy. And it's just like, girl, why even participate? So Giselle was like, I ditto that. You went on a Giselle hate train for a year, then tried to hug me, so I'm good on you. And I'm like, Giselle, stop trying to act like you're the victim and not know why she was on a Giselle hate train. Let's not do that. But then also, I agree with Giselle with the fact of, you were on a Giselle hate train for a year, so why when you see her would you try to hug her? Because for me, it'll be fuck her for life. Like, fuck her. So I agree, and I see where both of them are coming from. So Wendy then says, Robyn, I own the part that I play with making you feel as though we're oil and water. And so Candace tries to jump in, and everybody's trying to get Wendy to say exactly what she's done. And she was like, I don't know. I can only go off of what she wrote. And Giselle was like, girl, ain't nobody going to write no goddamn paragraph about what you've done. You know what you did. And Wendy was like, well, she needs to tell me what I did. And Robyn says, please don't tell anyone else I was trying to fight you. So they show us a flashback from a week before when Mia, Wendy, some other girl, and Ashley were all out, and she told them that what's her name, Roberto, was trying to fight her and that she had to be held back. And so Wendy is like, you did have to be held back. That's my truth. And so Ashley was like, well, no, let's just dispel that. Da, 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 da. She was like, no, I'm not going to dispel that because that's my truth. You were held back. And Roberto was like, I am not a thug. You will not make me out to be a thug. And I'm like, you are a thug. You might as well have been the 6-member of Bone Thugs and Harmony. Because this ain't the first time you have walked up on somebody on this show, Roberto Gonzalez. Okay? You walked up on Ashley. You walked up on Monique. Now you've walked up on Wendy. That conversation that y'all was having, you did not have to get up. You did not have to get up and go walking towards her. What are you getting up and walking towards her for if you're not going to try to hit her? Because other than that, why would you be getting up and walking towards her? Come on now, Robyn. But this is the bullshit ass shit that Robyn does, which gets on my fucking nerves. So she then calls Charisse, like Charisse is a viable, reliable, honest source. I'm like, you two linebackers play for the same team. Girl, bye. So she called Charisse and was like, at the stripper class thing, did you have to hold me back? And the producers showed a flashback of that scene when she was walking towards Wendy. And in fact, Charisse put her hand on Roberto's abs and was pushing her back and then stood up to block her. And Charisse, big lying quarterback, nickelback looking ass, gonna sit up there and say, no, I didn't. And so Robyn Thompson, see, I told you, she just be lying. And what's her name? Giselle sitting up there talking about some lies. What's the point of lying? And Robyn up here acting like she done won the fucking NFL championship. I told you, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. She say that, but that's just what I feel like she should have said. And Wendy's sitting there and she was like, why are you yelling? Maybe you need to control your emotions. And Roberto tells, I don't give a fuck. And once again, she's up on her feet and doing her head and rolling her neck. And I'm like, you're proving her right. Once again, you idiot. Like, I cannot stand her and Giselle. After acting a donkey once again, Robyn decides to leave because she feels like this is some fake and phony shit. So she heads to the Sprinter until the ladies get done, and she takes off her heels to put on her Ugg boots because, you know, she not used to walking in stilettos. She used to walking in Timberland boots and shit. So Giselle was like, if she want to leave because she feel like this is a fake ass shit, then let her leave. That's how she feel. And Wendy was like, So Karen was like, honestly, all the yelling came from your side of the table. And Karen in her confession was like, the evil spirit at the winery came from Robyn and Giselle, like it always does. And I was so happy she called that out. So Ashley continues on with the burn session. I was like, actually, there's something that I want to address with you, Candace. And Candace was like, oh, really? Okay. So Ashley says, my friend told me that at the spring party, Chris was being a little flirty at the bar. So Candace is like, what is the point of this? Like, why are we doing this? You was literally just at my home. Like, if you wanted to tell me this, you could have told me that then. And Ashley was like, I found out after the fact. And Candace was like, okay, so you couldn't call me? You couldn't text me? And Ashley was like, I knew I was going to be seeing you, so wouldn't you want me to tell you to your face? And Candace was like, I have come to you privately because I wanted to be respectful of you. And they showed a flashback from last season when she gave Ashley the information on Michael. Now, this is how I feel about this whole situation. Ashley could have very well called her and told her off camera or on camera, just between the two of them. I feel like either way, Candace was going to respond the way she's responding now. But considering you was just in this girl home, y'all just was kikiing, if you gave enough about really wanting to build a better relationship with Candace, you would have called her and told her off camera. Obviously, Ashley didn't. Ashley wanted a moment, and she decided to do it on camera. Now, the part when Candace said, I've come to you privately about things because I wanted to be respectful of you. It's not private when you do it on camera in front of a camera crew and Giselle. That's not private. You just did it away from the other girls. So it's not private. Let's just be honest about the situation. And like I said, I feel like if, say for instance, Ashley would have known this information before she went to Candace's house. If she would have went over to Candace's house and said that to Candace one-on-one, face-to-face, Candace would have still got mad, would have told her to get the fuck out of my house. I knew your ass wasn't shit. The results would have still been the same, and you can't tell me no different. At this point, she's already gotten in her head that the girls are coming after her this season, that she is public enemy number one, and that she is their target this season. So she would have gotten mad regardless. That's just how I feel. So Ashley was like, you want to call Michael a predator every which way, and Candace was like, isn't it documented? Is that not true? And Ashley was like, actually, it's not true. And that was proven in a court of law. So they going back and forth arguing. And Ashley was like, Mia also said he was looking at her at the spring party. And Mia was like, yep, he did. And the producers once again showed that man wasn't paying her no fucking attention at all. So Ashley was like, let me tell you one thing, the pendulum always swings the other way. It don't feel good, huh? It don't feel good, huh? And Candace was like, see, there it is. There it is. And so Candace in her confession was like, I should have kept my good eye on that bulbous ass forehead bitch. I knew she wasn't no good. Now, one thing I can say, Candace Reeves be funny as shit. A bulbous forehead ass bitch. Girl, I cannot. Because when Ashley did say, it don't feel good, huh? It don't feel good. She was relishing in that shit. She was relishing in it. She enjoyed it. And that was confirmation right there that she said that shit right then and there at that event because she wanted to stick it to Candace. She really honestly did. And I can't really blame her because let's not pretend like Candace really gave a fuck about Ashley. She enjoyed seeing Ashley look like a fucking fool all these goddamn seasons. And hell, Ashley is a fucking idiot when it comes to goddamn Michael. So, Candace says to her, you come from a place of vindictiveness, nastiness, and evilness. And Ashley's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to do. And Candace's like, you're a lying ass vindictive bitch. And I think that's what makes people want to fight Candace is the tone of her voice. The tone of her voice and the way that she calls you a bitch will make you want to choke her until you can remove her esophagus from her throat, child. So Ashley was like, if you just want to turn a blind eye, then just say so. And Candace was like, well, you would know. And Ashley was like, actually, I have always confronted the things that my husband has done. I also heard that Chris has been in some other DMs that aren't so innocuous as mine. And that's where it goes off, child. Woo! They made up for last week's episode, and this week's episode left off on a to be continued, child. I was like, now this is the Potomac that we've been missing. This is the Potomac, and we can just tell at this point, shit gonna keep on rocking and rolling because that Miami trip is about to come up, and we already know that that's about to be a shit show. I will say that tonight's episode, I will give it an A-. It was really, really good. Also, you guys, you do not want to miss my exclusive interview with Love and Marriage Huntsville reality star and producer Melody Cherie. It goes down this Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. You do not want to miss this interview. It's by far one of my favorites that I've done so far. I asked all of the juicy questions that we have been dying to know. So do not forget, make sure you guys turn on your post notifications for 6 p.m. Central Time this Thursday. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.